a few weeks ago, someone made a Twitter thread. I think it started with a Twitter thread about the way Godot was handled. And this person was complaining that the Godot Foundation was saying that they were running out of money, even though W4, the company that was created by Juan and others, had received, I don't know how many, I think it was 8 million or something. So they started complaining with that, and in reality, when you were reading everything, you were understanding that this person had problems, personal problems with Juan, at least with the way he was handling some of the stuff, let's say. So this person, actually, I don't remember their nickname, but they've been contributing to the engine for a while. They've created lots of cool projects and stuff. So it's someone that is really invested in the Godot community, in the Godot projects. And the more you are invested in a project, the greater the chance for you to be not happy with the decisions at some point. You see what I mean? For example, personally, I have some problems with the decisions. Some of the decisions I think are not good, but I am not that involved in the project, in the sense that I'm just a user. So of course I'm a professional user, but I'm just a user. Now, if one of their decisions were to affect my ability to work, I think that would be different. Or if I was investing a lot of effort, a lot of time into the project, and that they were doing something that I thought was not good, that would also be different. So basically what happened is that this person was really frustrated with the way the project was handled. And it's okay, you can be frustrated. We don't have anything to say about that. It's your feeling, and if you're feeling that way, why not? But it started from that, and it turned into something much bigger that was basically saying that everything was a scam, that Juan was a fraud, that all of what they were trying to do was to kill the engine and take money with them and stuff like that. So it got really crazy, and on the drama at its finest. Exactly. So it was really personal drama entangled with a misunderstanding of what is W4 and what is the foundation of Godot. And I think this is important to make the separation of those two, because people have to understand why it's possible that the foundation is running out of money when W4 has received 8 millions. And we'll get into that just after. I will just finish with the drama, just to be fully transparent. And so this person, I need to find their nickname again, because otherwise I will just say this person all the time. It's frustrating as fuck. So if you remember the nickname, don't hesitate, please. They have a girl on their profile picture, and they've worked on demos to showcase the possibilities of the 3D engine. Especially before Godot 4, like they worked on more realistic scenes. So this person has been running the Godot forum, Cyber Reality. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Cyber Reality. This person has been running the forum, also one of the forum on one of the Godot forum, so it's not an official forum. They've been running this forum for a few months, actually, not a while, a few months. And so, okay, I'm gonna put in split, that way you can see. Okay, so yeah, they've been running the forum for a while, and so basically they created a thread on the forum explaining why they were saying what they were saying. And I read the whole thing. I read the whole fucking thing. It was pretty long. And basically every argument, every point that were brought by this person had no fucking sense. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put it that way, but it had no fucking sense. When you were reading the points, it was basically trying to extrapolate things that were absolutely not real. It was crazy to read, and it was, to me, it felt like a breakdown more than anything. And so honestly, I hope that this person is actually doing good now, because I'm pretty sure that they got hurt for whatever reason, and they are really like really valuable to the community, because they're good at what they're doing. So it's always sad to see someone going out of a community that way. Anyway, so there was this drama, but the drama actually resolved in a way, because this person tweeted again, or actually made a thread, or I don't know, and they realized that they went too far. So in reality, the drama part is closed, if you want. They had some personal beef with Juan, and it went too far, basically. That's the whole idea. So it's not really relevant. And then there's the last part. At least there was a sorry, my bad. Exactly. And I mean, it's okay. It happens, right? Sometimes we say things and then we regret, so it's fine. You always have a second chance, I think. And so then there's the other part. Some people were struggling to understand how can the Godot Foundation, right, can ask for money for developers and stuff when W4 has received 8 millions. And you have to understand that it's two very different entities. So the Godot Foundation is a non-profit. I don't know exactly what are the terms, so I won't risk saying things too precisely, but basically it's something that is running the Godot project, and they created that to make sure that it was going to be independent, that it's not possible to buy Godot and turn it into something else. Godot is now its own thing with its foundation. And I think the misunderstanding is coming from the fact that Juan, so one of the lead developer of Godot, is actually part of the foundation, but also of W4 games. And so maybe it's the only problem between those two things, right? That the W4 is a company, and the Godot Foundation is something else. It has... The only link is Godot, but it's something totally different. So why are they receiving so much money? Well, you have to place yourself in the shoes of an investor. Imagine you have a bunch of money. You have lots of money, and you see that the lead developer of a very popular game engine is creating a company, right? So W4. And this company is going to provide services to other companies, such as porting your games, discussing with the console makers, and doing consulting and stuff like that. This is very valuable. And why is it very valuable? Because it's an important market, and because Juan and the others are really good at what they're doing. And they've been showing that for the past years, because they've created Godot, which is an amazing engine. So they know they have a strong thing with this company, because the people running this company are very competent. So that's why they're putting 8 million into this company, because they know that they can actually get something out of it. So now, what can you do? What can you think? You can say, okay, but why investors are not putting money into Godot itself? Because if Godot is running out of money, W4 Games is not going to be able to survive, because it's relying on Godot. And you're right. But again, put yourself into the investor's shoes. If you have a bunch of money, where are you going to put it? Are you going to put it into an open source project and you're not going to make any money out of it, at least not directly? Or are you going to put it into a promising company? And that's it. That's basically it. You don't have to think about it much further than that. W4 is an interesting company that has lots of potential with competent people that are going to do great work, so investors are putting money into it. You can think that 8 million is a lot, but actually 8 million is not that much considering the fact that they're working with software, that they're creating software, which is very costly, that they are senior developers, so I hope that they're paid well. You know what I mean? I hope for Juan and the others that they're paid well, because when you've been doing open source for many years, usually you're not super well paid doing open source, right? Open source is kind of hard, so if you're paid, it's good, but not much more than that. And so I guess the only thing that maybe is a bit weird for some of us, or it's not that it's weird, but it's like we would like more transparency on that. The only thing is that Juan, for example, is part of both the foundation and the company. So you can say, oh, maybe there's a conflict here. Maybe there's a conflict of interest, right? Because he could be trying to push decisions in one direction because he has a company now. So he has another interest beside the open sourceness of Godot. And you might be right. That's a valid concern. I think it's one valid concern. But to counteract, to counter this argument, we can see what has been happening in the past. And I personally think that Juan is actually trustworthy. Like, he's been working on the engine for years and years. Do you really think that he would like to actually destroy the engine? He has no interest in that. First of all, because I'm pretty sure he absolutely loves the engine. It's his little baby in a way. But also it's like it's something to be proud of. You don't want to destroy that. And again, you don't want to destroy that also because your company is now running on it. Then you can also see that the company W4 has already been giving back to the engine. So it's actually something pretty positive. For example, they've worked on DirectX, I think DirectX support, and they're committing that to the engine, and they are working on other stuff. So basically now the private company W4 is paying for some of the development for Godot. So I think it's a good thing in a way. Of course, it might be on some specific things, like for example, DirectX support is maybe not interesting for you, but you have to understand that it's a good step in the direction of supporting consoles, because DirectX is Microsoft. So if you want to go into the Xbox, you have to have DirectX support. And the last final point on to counter the argument that Juan might have some bad intentions is that Juan cannot just make decisions. He's not God. So he has to go through the same process as you have to go to when you want to do something for Godot. So you have to go onto the Godot proposals, you open up a proposals, you describe what you want, and if no one cares, then it's not going to be accepted. So of course there's a small bias here in the sense that Juan is well known and is trusted, so of course his proposals are probably going to do better than yours. But you know, maybe he's going to say something or propose something that actually is not that interesting, so people are going to drive it into the good direction, so whatever. So, but basically what I wanted to say is that even though he's a powerful figure, he's not able to just do whatever he wants. So I hope this clears the confusion that can be around W4 and like the foundation and Juan and all of that. At least that's my way of seeing things. I've done some research and stuff, and I've been following that for a while. I wanted to make a video on the subject, but I was going on vacation, and because stay-at-home dev, did a video on that, explaining it, I thought it was enough. We all commit mistake, we just need to admit it, and let me guess, the complaints were repeated mindlessly by thirds. Yes, some people were just saying like, oh yeah, you're right, it's weird and stuff. They wanted to see something, you know what I mean? If you want to see conspiracies, you can find stuff, or at least you can always bend the reality to match what you're thinking, and that's what they were doing. But for example, all the people that I know in the big companies is corruption. Do you think that the big project Godot doesn't have corruption? United Nations, every charitable organization has a lot of corruption. Yeah, this is weird what you're saying, Zvertex here. Basically what you're trying to do, what I feel like you're trying to do is you're trying to find something. Or you're trying to assume that there might be something weird happening behind the scenes. I don't know what corruptions you're talking about. You know, they're not bringing a lot of money. So even if they're corrupting something, even if they're like using some money differently than when they're supposed to, it's not a lot of money. So I don't know why they would do that. I have no reason to believe that they are corrupted or anything. At least not now. There's nothing telling me that they're corrupted. So yeah. I think you got baited to talk about the drama, my friend. Yeah, I need to stop that. Hey, Furet! Nice to see a late stream. Yeah, nice to see a late stream, but it's been 40 minutes and I need to actually work on the stuff. So now, let's go back. Mozilla raised them 20,000 for better web support, but it still lagged. I mean, you know what I will say? You know what I will say? I will say something. If you believe that there's something, if you believe that there's something weird happening in the Godot Foundation or whatever, do a proper investigation. But I'm dead serious. Like, do a proper investigation. Go and talk with people. Demand to see the bank statements, like, how do I say that, the balance and stuff. I think that they're going to do that now. I'm not sure, but I think all of the balance is going to be, everything is going to be public. Every year they're going to say exactly how much money was spent on what. I'm not even sure. Maybe they're already doing that. To be honest, I don't really care. I give them money every month, and I trust them. The same way some of you are trusting me on Patreon. And you never know, maybe I'm actually using the money to do something else, but I mean, you're trusting me, you know? So if you believe that there's something, do a proper investigation. Go out there, do your job, do a journalist job, and when you have some serious accusations like that, you need to have some serious proof. The burden of the proof is on you. That's also something that was really... I'm gonna finish on that, on the burden of proof. It's too easy to say, hey, I believe that you are corrupted, prove me wrong. It's not how it's supposed to work. If you are saying something, then you have to prove it. It's not the one that you accuse that has to prove that they're not doing what you're saying. You see what I mean? So I can't go to Juan and say, hey, I believe you're corrupted, prove me wrong. No, I don't have any proof, so why I can't say that. It's as simple as that. And one of the things that was that was really brought to my attention when I was reading the thread on the forum was that cyber reality has lots of arguments, lots of claims that were not backed up at all. Like, at all. There was nothing. And some of the people on the forums actually told them to give them proof. because the burden of the proof is on the one that is accusing. And the reply was always, oh, if you need proof, just go and see it yourself, etc. If you accuse someone, you have to have something to accuse them. Otherwise, you can accuse everyone of everything all the time. And then at some point, it's defamation, right? If I accuse you of something that is not correct and it's actually hurting your reputation, you can, in return, accuse me of defamation. Defamation, I think it is.